Hello, howdy, hi, welcome, come on in. Hope you're excited for the presentation. I'm also drinking a milkshake, so be prepared to hear me struggle to juggle a milkshake while also giving you a presentation. But I didn't want to wait until I finished the milkshake to stream. Care Bears type of Wednesday stream, I see. I've had this thought. I have thought about how much I irrationally hate the Pitch Perfect DVD covers a lot. And sometimes on a Wednesday, you just need to talk about those sorts of weird opinions, now don't you? While drinking a milkshake. That has got your attention. That's great. Everyone seems to be here, so we'll just jump straight on in to how much I irrationally hate these DVD covers. They're like you see them at a distance, and it's like, I recognize them. Yeah, the purple of the first one especially is like, you know, really like stand out. You know, and the words are nice and big, the numbers are nice and big. So on a technicality, it's not doing anything really wrong. It's got the full cast, at least all the characters we would care about. So, you know, it's not the technically worst thing, I suppose. Sorry, I didn't think the milkshake would be so loud. I think I've also only seen the first movie. I've watched the riff-offs for all three of them, because that's the best part. But, what's Pitch Perfect? So, for the uninitiated, which it doesn't matter too much, but I'll still explain. Pitch Perfect is, a movie series about girls doing a cappella competitively in college. That's kind of it. That's everything on the tin. They are fine movies. Some of the humor has aged poorer than others. It's generally okay. The music is pretty damn good, though. You watch Pitch Perfect to listen to the music, let's be honest. And of course, because they are movies that were popular, they got DVDs, and the DVDs suck. Let's get into how much these suck. And starting with the first one, which is the most standout in my eyes. So first of all, why are they so clustered together? Like, I understand they had to fit on the DVD cover, but like, you couldn't have zoomed out slightly, especially for how much headroom we have up here. Like, they look awkwardly clustered together. I also hate that the only two girls who have their legs exposed, blonde here and tall one, are standing right next to each other. They're like, this lineup looks so awkward because it's like suddenly bright and then back to jeans. Why are they all wearing sunglasses? Because they're cool. It kind of feels like an in-universe, let's take a photo for our movie kind of a thing. Yeah, you can't tell who the lead is. Anna Kendrick here is the protagonist. Not Blonde. Blonde is arguably the main antagonist. Tall here, between Blonde and Anna Kendrick, a side character. Fat Amy stands out the most by being the furthest to the left and, like, being the brightest. But this order is weird. The quiet Asian girl is like, she's fallen off the edge of the world. It looks like she was an afterthought. Why is tall? It's given so much emphasis, but also they made her hunch all awkwardly. She looks like a freak, trying to have her lean on Blonde's shoulders. But it's like, so I call her that because she is tall. Like, this actress is really tall. And why would you have her hunch so as to not have her tower over the others in such an awkward way? That's the character's name. Rebel Wilson. If I get quiet for a moment, it's me leaning in to take a sip of my milkshake. Yeah, Fat Amy is the character's name. Tall does look drunk, which is weird. That's not her character at all. Her character is horny. I remember that. Their characters in order are funny and fat, lesbian, bitchy, horny, Anna Kendrick, generally nice, quiet, and weird. Like, it's fine, but I just hate, their legs bother me so much. I hate that these two are standing next to each other, and then all the other gals are just wearing jeans, and their legs look so bright and awkward and weird. Why is Tall wearing a miniskirt anyway? They look, is Tall her name? No, I don't remember her character's name. I don't know if we ever learn it. It's why I'm calling them, you know, it's Fat Amy, the one person of color, blonde, tall, Anna Kendrick, her, and the quiet Asian. I don't remember anyone's names. Anna Kendrick is not the character's name. That's the actress. Your choir class started an a cappella group because of this movie. The amount of times I heard somebody I used to know made me want to claw my ears off. You know, it really prompted a huge boom in a cappella popularity, and I can at least be glad that that did give us, pentatonics. To a degree. Pentatonics were solid. So yeah, I absolutely hate this. I hate that they're also on a slant. Fat Amy is lower, and then they go up, and I just hate this. I hate that it is purple, but they're all wearing blue, and especially Fat Amy and nice Ginger, like they blend in with the background. I hate this. I hate it so much. Then you get to the second movie, and it's just as bad, because the first and foremost thing to make note of is how come the only one who is crouched down is the lesbian who is also a woman of color? Like, why? How come it's a bunch of, and she admittedly is Hispanic. I'm fairly certain. Maybe she's Puerto Rican. She has an accent, I think. I don't know all these characters, because again, I didn't watch Pitch Perfect 2. But, how come the only one who's a dark-skinned woman has to crouch down for everyone else? Why isn't someone else also crouching, looking all cool? Why did they allow that? Why didn't they give Anna a different looking colored shirt? I know, it's like, at least this movie figured out Anna Kendrick is in fact the protagonist and put her in the center. And then, you know, Fat Amy and nice Ginger are the other two more important characters. And then, who are you? And the Asian has returned and another anomalous person. But why are you down here? Why are you down here? You don't go down there. She should be standing with the others, or someone else should also be crouching. But then I get the number is weird and goofy and bad. What is Fat Amy doing? It looks like she's smacking her ass. Taunting some off-screen person who also, everyone else is looking into camera, but Fat Amy's looking over there. But also the nice Ginger's actually looking into the sky way above the camera. I hate this so much. At least they figured out, hey, legs are awfully bright, but then it's weird. So the only two members who don't have their legs exposed, Fat Amy, or three, Fat Amy, the Asian gal, and our woman of color, they're all clustered together. Like, the two whose legs are already dark is also the one place where they made a woman crouch for no reason. And so it's just like this weird, it makes her stand out so much because it's like, first of all, a bunch of paler skin, and then one dark person wearing all black, and then also her background has to be dark because of Fat Amy's ass and her shirt, and it's like, just this black hole over here of darkness, and it's just, my eye, especially with the two, my eye does not go to Anna Kendrick. My eye immediately goes straight to her. And it's like, why is she crouching? She looks the most important being crouched next to two. Make Tall crouch. See, I don't know if Tall came back for the second movie. I don't think any of these girls are tall over here. Most of these gals seem to have replaced the original cast to some degree. My eye goes to the green shirt, the pink shirt, and the pink skirt. Or skirt. Yeah, your eye did. Amy. This skirt, that shirt. Yeah, their color cohesion's also fucking whack. Like, I didn't like how much they felt like they were trying to blend in with their own background with this one. But at least, you know, they look like they all go together. With Pitch Perfect 2, it was like, wear whatever the fuck you want, I guess. I think Anna Kendrick also has a pink skirt. So we've got this, like, sort of pink thing going on, but then also sort of black, but it's just, I just hate it. I hate it so much. I'm less familiar with the third one. The third one is the one I've seen the least in terms of the DVDs. Also the movie. I don't even know. She has returned. That's Blonde from the first movie. She's come back, it seems. But what is this? Why are they sitting on a step? I guess now two people are crouching, I suppose. But it's still, it's not even. Why? Why do they keep, it's like they're trying to hide Fat Amy behind the number and people. It's like they're trying to hide Rebel Wilson. And it's like, but why? Also, can I point out, so, nice Ginger. She's sitting. You can see, that's one leg and that's another leg. The fuck is she sitting on? There's nothing here. She's sitting on, what? Fucking Fat Amy's leg? Like, does Fat Amy have one leg up, hidden perfectly behind Anna Kendrick? And that's what she's sitting on? What is this? Also, this muddy shade of yellow that they're stuck in front of. Yuck. Tall and Horny came back in 2 but was wrote out of 3 due to random pregnancy. Fascinating. She deserves better than Pitch Perfect 3 anyway. Tall didn't lead the club in the first movie. Tall was a new member into the group alongside Anna Kendrick and Fat Amy and most of the others. Blonde and Nice Ginger led the club in the first movie. So, pretty awkward. Awkward and goofy. Good composition. Colors, wowie. I don't even think this composition's all that good. We're clustered all up together again. Because, so, Blonde and this woman, who I don't know, are standing out here in no man's land. You know, bright as can be. And then we've got Fat Amy, who's covered up by Anna Kendrick and also the stairs, and also she's sitting and she's covering this woman back here. It fucking looks like Susie. Like Aaron Grump Hansen's wife, Susie. And they're overlapping each other, and the Asian gal is also hidden away again. And then we've got a different lady of color, it seems. But, yeah, and she's also sitting on a whole different thing. Another theater box. Like, there's so much, like, going on over here that these two look like freaks. If this was just the cover, you know? If it was just this collection of gals, it would be alright. But it's not. We got these two add-ons over here just hanging off like the pea in a it's like the stick out of a pea, you know? Absolutely hideous. And once again, Blonde makes herself the brightest one by them giving her a short skirt, so her bright-ass legs are also clearly on display again. Just eye-catching you all the way away from everyone else who's drowning in these black outfits. Yes, the movies were musicals. All 3 of them. They do at least all match this time around. If this shade of, if we had this nice bright shade of yellow all throughout, it would downright look nice. But instead, they're stuck sitting in front of this poopy sand color. And it looks uggo. Uggo buggo. I think 3 looks the ugliest. I'm gonna say 2 is technically the best. It would be technically fine if she just wasn't stuck crouching over there. If they just had one more person crouching, you know, mirroring her. Or if, like, she got to stand next to the quiet Asian, replace whoever the fuck this girl is. or one of these two other newcomers, whoever they are, I don't know. She'd look great on the other side of Anna Kendrick, mirroring Fat Amy. But, yeah, 2 is the closest to decent, I think. But maybe that's just me irrationally hating so many small things. I hate their legs so much. I hate how fucking bright their legs are. Like, don't get me wrong. They're nice looking legs. Show them off, ladies. You deserve it. With legs like those, hell yeah, get your money. Get your money for your good legs. But also, fuck, you're so bright. If it was just her, if it was just the blonde one, I'd be okay with it. Because she is the antagonist and puts herself as the leader of the club. She thinks she's the main character, like, and so her making herself stand out, being in the center like this, and being the brightest one on screen, that would make sense. And then they ruined that with awkwardly slumping tall and horny over here. And then everyone's just fucking clustered. If Fat Amy wasn't having her arms sticking out so far, and then everyone else, it's like everyone's too afraid to get too close to Fat Amy. Fat Amy's taking up so much space, not by virtue of being quote-unquote fat, but this pose has rendered the camera being like, okay, I guess we gotta make sure Rebel Wilson's arm is on screen. And it's just, I'm glad they ditched the sunglasses moving forward. Even if this one does end up reading, it's so 2000s. The sunglasses hides how 2000s-y they all look. Adios, Excalibur. Apparently you are leaving. Goodbye. Alright, gonna go finish some work. Okay, adios. Don't worry. I know, this is a very gripping stream. I don't even know how long this stream will go on for, I gotta be honest. But, this was the idea I had, and, I hate these, DVD covers so much. And that's my TED Talk. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. And allowing me to bitch about how much I hate these goddamn movie covers. The first movie was fine. I can't say anything about the second two. But it was acceptable. If someone was like, do you want to watch Pitch Perfect? And I was already at their house, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But nothing makes me go, I think I want to watch Pitch Perfect. All I ever want to watch from Pitch Perfect are their little performances. I liked the music. It's kind of like Rent. The musical, Rent sucks too. Those characters are insufferable. But the music's pretty solid, so you just listen to the soundtrack. And that's the real tea. Blonde girl seems to have main character syndrome. I don't know anything about Pitch Perfect, even though 2000s DVD covers being overwhelming cheese was that common. It's true, and she really do. It like I said, would have been great if she was just like wearing pants, and then it would all work out. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Hello, welcome. You've made it just in time for me to finish my dissertation on how much I dislike these irrationally. You know, Pyro, I was just thinking about that too. About how they have this consistent, yellow font for everything. And then Pitch Perfect 3 swaps that. And yeah, it's because they had a yellow background. But it's just fascinating that, like, the most, like, unique and, like, eye-catching part about the first one is all this purple. it is purple, purple, purple beyond belief. And then the other two are like, our colors are blue and yellow. What do you mean purple? We don't do that here. And it's kind of weird because I think their like little uniform in the movie is blue and yellow. So that actually makes better sense. But the purple looks so much nicer, if you ask me. Thought the stream was going to be about the direct tomorrow. What else is there for me to say? It would have been, except, you know, I already listed all the video games I like yesterday. I'm excited for it, though. Always excited for the direct. If I remember correctly, Anna Kendrick's character was pretty reserved, so her being bunched in on the first cover makes sense. But I do agree that you can't tell she's the main character. You can tell better on the other covers. Yes. And yeah, and that it does feel character accurate. Like, she was, I don't know if reserved is the word I would use, but she was pretty, like, unenthused about, you know, putting everything on, you know? She didn't want to be a star or anything. She wanted to be a DJ. So, yeah, it feels character accurate, this one, at least. But unfortunately, I still hate it. I mostly hate so fucking, if these two were separated, and if these four weren't so clustered together, I would think nothing of it. 2 is the worst, though. 2's gotta, which is funny, because I think earlier I called it the best. Maybe I just hate all of them. There is no worst and best. They're all bad in their special, unique ways. Remember watching the first one? Thought it was passable. Gave me early 2000s, like, Mean Girl vibes. Wow. Those are far apart in terms of year. There is a humongous disparity between when Mean Girl and when Pitch Perfect came out. That's fascinating. The second one had Snoop Dogg. Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen the second or third ones. I've seen some of the songs from them. You know, the girls all know how to sing. At least there's that. Anna Kendrick's character, yeah, she's pretty unlikable in the first one. And I think she is more appealing to maybe like a younger audience, and like high schoolers. Because it's, in retrospect, it's tough to be rooting for Anna Kendrick's character when her dad is fully paying for her to go to college, where she, but Dad, I just want to be a DJ, and it's like, well, you can get, and she's like getting a musical education anyway, and she's got a full ride, and she's bitching about that, and then she immediately gets the job she wants, but I'm sorting music. I'm not remixing music, and it's like, no, well, you wanted to be a DJ, and here is your job being a DJ, where she immediately finds a boy who is head over heels in love with her, and she's like all standoffish and rude to him. Like, ew, don't talk to me. I just want to be a DJ. And then she joins this a cappella group and makes a bunch of friends and has fun, but she insists on being miserable the whole time. So, it's harder, but you only really figure all that out in retrospect. As you're following along in the story, it's pretty easy to just keep up with Anna Kendrick's characters' like, you know, mindset and goals as they change and shift. But, yeah. Kind of unlikable, I gotta be honest. Watched this in band class. We got a bit into it before class ended. Next day teacher gave us the choice of doing more of Pitch Perfect or Finding Nemo. Almost everyone picked Finding Nemo. I finished the movie on my own time and I liked it, but it's not a movie I would ever go out of my way to watch. You know, yeah. It really is at its best when they're doing their performances. I just say Mean Girls. It's the type of movie catered to women because my sister and mom would always be watching it and enjoying it. Have I actually? I don't know if I've actually seen Mean Girls. Little fun fact. I've seen so much of it that it's like I might as well have. The fact that I couldn't quite remember, I think, speaks volumes to what a zeitgeist Mean Girls was. I'll watch it because Anna Kendrick is pretty. She is pretty. I must agree. I think Pitch Perfect is what really got her on the map, so. And she seems like a swell person. I don't know. Never watched it, but I've seen clips from it. Mean Girls, I mean. Yeah, I mean, it's so clippable. Damn near every single line in that is like quotable to some degree. So yeah, that was everything I wanted to talk about. We can still chit chat for a little bit though. I don't mind. I do have lots of editing. Guys, devastating. Do you remember how yesterday on stream I was like, okay, so I can stream for a little bit of time. But then I've got a lot of editing to do. Well, yeah, I finished stream, and then I open up my video editing software, and all my audio. I had recorded audio on Monday. I grab my audio, and I start to, like, get that in there, and then I'm like, ew, why does it sound like ass? And all of my audio that I spent hours recording on Monday, it had been recorded through my crappy webcam microphone instead of my nice good mic that you can hear me talking through right now. And so I had to re-record all of my audio yesterday before Allison came home from work after stream. So, that was sad. And so now I'm behind on editing. So, yeah, it's fine. It just means that I am once again, if everything goes according to plan, a lot of fun stuff will drop for you guys this weekend. Assuming, again, everything goes according to Keikaku. So look forward to that. And if nothing happens this weekend, then shh. Have you listened to the songs from the Mean Girls musical? They're pretty good. No, I did watch a video reviewing them though. So, and in it, like, you know, they played, like, bits of the songs. If any of them were to capture my interest, I would have looked them up. But none of them stood out to me as, like, I want to listen to more of that one. But, I bet they are. You know, that's the thing. Musicals pretty often have at least one good song, you know? I don't know if I've seen a musical where I'm like, all of these are misses. But maybe I'm just not watching enough musicals. My favorite thing about Anna Kendrick is that she got kicked out of a theater for pulling a Pee Wee Herman to Ryan Gosling. I didn't like that fact. Always looking forward to all Twiins content. Thank you, Serge. I appreciate it. Little bonus factoid. I wonder if I can find this. Hang on. Oh my gosh, Magia Exandria as well. Oh my lord. That is exciting. That's the new Madoka Magica game coming out. Which is super cool. I'm dummy excited for that too. I'm not gonna be, like, have time to play it for a little bit. Again, because I'm, the world's busiest girl of all time, forever and always. But I do wanna play it. So, there it is. Hang on, let me grab a screenshot of something. And then I can regale you all with more old people advice and things. I haven't seen anything. I don't know what even happens in 10 Things I Hate About You. What are the 10 things she hates about him, you know? Hang on, I'm chewing my milkshake. Which, this is also bullshit. It brought no boys to my yard. This is false advertising. Random question. What is your favorite live-action movie and animated movie, if you have one? My favorite live-action movie is Labyrinth, featuring David Bowie. My favorite animated movie is much harder. Probably Spirited Away. So there you go. Lord of the Rings are also really, really good. The Peter Jackson trilogy. So you can always check those out as well. I know I mentioned Tomorrow's Direct already, but I do really wonder what they're gonna announce. Like, it could really just be a bunch of indies, farm games or whatever. That's true, yeah, cause since we're ending the Switch's life, like, generally, like, surely they're not gonna be like, huge, big, heavy hitters coming to the Switch, but, because they want you to buy the Switch 2 instead. So unless they say coming to the Switch and the Switch 2, yeah, I'm not expecting greatness, but I look excited for it. I look forward to it. I can still be slightly excited for it. Fun fact, 10 Things I Hate About You is a modern retelling of The Taming of the Shrew by Shakespeare. That is a fun fact. That's great. I liked The Taming of the Shrew well enough for, what it is. So that's real flippin' neato. Infinity Nikki on the Switch. That would include making it so that their goddamn motherfucking servers can actually handle people, though. Stupid. Switch 2 is supposed to have backwards compatibility, but they still want you to buy the new one. So, they're not gonna be like, here's the new Zelda and Mario on the Switch, but please buy our new one. They want you to spend money on another console. But yeah, here's my, I saw this on Reddit. There he is. Saw this on Reddit. I frequent some Baldur's Gate subreddits. No one should be surprised. I'll just leave that on screen for anyone who gets confused. But, so it reads, and this, it reads, I'm not gay, stop looking at me like that, stop it. With the joke being, I'm not gay, but I am absolutely gonna romance Astarion, which is swell. He deserves it. What a nice looking face. Okay, this is the thing that I think people are maybe starting to key in onto. Eye contact is pretty cool. Actually looking people in the eyes, because that's the thing. Stop looking at me like that. There is no outstanding expression here. They could have easily have picked Astarion doing like a this maneuver. He's not even smiling, This is a generally like default, not blank, but like not like just a default expression, which adds to the funny of stop looking at me like that. But I hope people kind of keen on to the fact that looking people in the eye is actually really nice. And listen, I get nervous making eye contact too. It'll be to the point where I don't know what color to make people's eyes if I illustrate them, because I don't look at them. I will look away from people. I will look, at their body. I'll just not look at them at all. So I'm right there with you. But eye contact is real flippin' neato. And that's how you actually make connections to people. Something intimacy. So here's my flamin' hot tip to you. Try to look people in the eye a little bit more often. You will enjoy it more. And it is scary. It's nervous, and I get it. Like, because it feels like you can see too much of people when you look them in the eye. Like, they can see too much of you. But think about how many people are scared to look others in the eye. And also, they're not going to be able to read your mind. You're not going to be able to read their mind. It'll be fine. But Twiins, I hate eye contact. But I implore you to try. At least a little bit. Sorry, I never expect my milkshake to be loud. I haven't seen Howl's Moving Castle. I want to though. It do be looking good. Neutral. There you go. Surge coming in with a good way of saying default expression. Yeah, it's hard. We all think it's hard. That's the thing. Everyone thinks looking people in the eye is hard, but we all like it. I like being able to look a Starion in the eye. I get to see so much emotion. I don't like giving the characters big hats because it covers their eyes, and I like being able to look at their eyes. IRL, I just told you that I look away from people. And I get this excited to look at a fucking video game character's eyes that like, yes, I want to try harder to actually look people in the eye. If anything, just because I think it's nice seeing emotion out of people. And I implore you to do the same. Funny enough, in my job, since we all wear masks, we do gotta look at each other's eyes to understand each other's expressions. For example, when a loud-ass machine is revving up, we need to communicate through eye maneuvers and hand signs. See? And I bet you have a grand old time getting to look into the eyes of your coworkers and not see fear. More often than not. Because fear means, uh-oh, that shouldn't be that loud. Not really, my coworkers are stinky nerds. Well, a shame. Damn, that guy is kind of hot. Isn't he? He very much is. Astarion is smash. I hope you have fun making some comics, Rob. We'll just make a Starion all smaller, just a mite. We'll just keep him on screen though. We can appreciate a Starion here. I feel like maybe there was another hot piece of advice I wanted to throw your way, and I can't recall. I knew I definitely wanted to mention looking people in the eye, but I can't remember if there was another thing. How am I? I'm all right. Work was fine, but nothing special. I'd rather look at a story than the Pitch Perfect DVD covers. Same, though. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that, actually. Hang on. Hang on, that's still a little big. Hang on. There we go. Nice. There we go. All better. You didn't miss a stream. I don't know how much longer it'll be though. I've already posited all the reasons why I hate these DVD covers. Pitch Perfect 2 is now the best movie ever made. That was a big bite. Fuck, hang on. I don't know why I was like, I can definitely eat all this brownie. Because there were brownie pieces in my milkshake. I don't know why I was like, I can definitely eat all this brownie. And then keep conversing with chat. A fool and an idiot I am. I have an art question. Let's hear it. Sergio. Serg. Imagine if I called you Serg. Man, I'm regaling you all with all the most annoying noises today. Sorry about that. I'm too comfortable on stream now, you see? This is what people like, right? This is the mukbang ASMR bullshit. Oh man, what was my other piece of advice? Unrelated-ish, but what is your milkshake? Like, for real, for real? So it's a milkshake, and it's like vanilla, but it had brownie and peanut butter. So there you go. That's the flavor of milkshake I had. Hearing my whole name actually confused me. I'm used to Surge nowadays, but it was pretty epic to hear. But what be your question? Supper Surg. I'm on the edge of my seat, waiting for it. I love answering questions. Y'all know that. You throw a question at me, that's what, like, Ask Me Anything streams, like, stuff like that, that don't work. Because you ask me things anyway, and I'll answer you until the cows come home. Yeah, it was pretty solid. A solid-ass milkshake right there. In this house, we appreciate milkshakes, even if they make your stomach upset. How do I get better at drawing faster? And how do I draw stuff smaller better? I tend to always do bigger pieces, and you know, comics be needing perspective and all that. That's a good question. I had a feeling your milkshake was vanilla with some kind of chocolate. Guess I'm psychic. I tend to prefer chocolate milkshakes, but I liked the idea of the brownie in it instead. So, yeah. Milkshakes are epic. I like strawberry and chocolate. Chocolate and raspberry is also another good one. How do you get better drawing faster, and how do you draw stuff smaller better? Unfortunately, the answer is, hello, welcome. Unfortunately, the answer is, practice. So, in order to get better at drawing faster, you just have to get used to drawing more. Like, the more you draw, the easier it will come to you, the easier it will be to skip steps, as it were, and still have it look right. So that one will just have to take time, unfortunately. There's no sneaky trick. How do I draw stuff smaller better? It's another one where the answer is, you just gotta start practicing. You just need to start, you know, working on it. I guess I'll ask first and foremost, Surge, what size is your canvas, when you work digitally? Kind of hard to draw more without time. I know, it's rough. Milkshakes are good, but I can't drink them very often. I'm not even lactose intolerant, but milkshakes do something to my stomach. Milkshakes are heavy, and most people, while lactose intolerance isn't across the board, we're not really supposed to be drinking milk. Like, it's not actually all that good for you. Like, it's not poisoning you, but yeah, that is pushed by Big Milk. So now you know. I like strawberry milkshakes, but I don't like the bits in it. Wow. I like the bits. Maybe because I'm a freako. Oh, okay. Your sizes are, wow, 300 DPI, huh? Comic size. I don't got on me right now. Let me check. Okay, so that's 1250 by 1500. Okay. Since I've got Clip Studio Paint open, we can just check this out right now. So, and then let me open another one. At around what you've got going on there. I don't wanna fuck up my sizes that I like to work with. So we'll do this. Okay. I'm a basic bitch. I like chocolate. Chocolate milkshakes are fucking good, though. I prefer regular ice cream to milkshakes anyway. I like both. I generally actually agree with you, Pyra. I don't like that milkshakes feel like like they're a commitment, you know? And you end up, like, even a small cup kind of feels like too much, you know? You end up really full with a milkshake. Ice cream feels easier to eat recreationally. So, generally I do agree, but milkshakes are pretty solid though. It's like, oh no, I'm stuck with a milkshake, you know? Let's go. Come on, BGM. Don't embarrass me. Okay. Okay. So here's what I'm doing. This size is around the same pixel size that Surge listed there. That Surge says that he is usually working on. Where did you go, my straight lines? There you are. Okay. I'm gonna box this up. Okay. Measured in mm. But that is 210 times 297. So I don't use Clip Studio's manga specific pages, like system. I just use a normal canvas, personally. And I'm gonna show you something. This is the size that I usually work at. For like, pictures, like the ones you'll see on stream, especially. That is the size difference that we're working with. This is your canvas on my canvas. And even then, for my comics will tend to be closer to, and this is pretty square comparatively, but my comics will be a little bit closer in your size, but still a little bit bigger. So my tip for drawing smaller things, make them bigger. I hate working on tiny canvases. I don't like it. My paintbrush stays at 25 as my brush size. Because that's what's comfortable for me. If you work bigger, you can always shrink it. I got flabbergasted. I work at 5,000 by 5,000. Give or take. The numbers are slightly goofy. It is technically a rectangle because technicality. I work on, it's, so 1280 and 720. That is a YouTube thumbnail. And I keep these numbers generally the same. I will work on 5,280 and I will work on a 5,020 canvas. And so then I can quickly switch back over to the ratio I need for YouTube thumbnails. So, how to work smaller better? Make your canvas bigger so you don't have to work smaller. Because you can always shrink art down and it'll still hold its quality. Versus, you cannot make things bigger. It becomes pixelated, and kind of like how we can see with, with Anna Kendrick. You know, like, this one especially. This Pitch Perfect 3 was a really small image, and you can tell they look all crunchy and crusty, now don't they? Versus, Astarion. Astarion was a much larger picture. So, even though shrunk down, he still looks good. Next to Anna Kendrick, who, you know, looks like she belongs on the PlayStation 1 right now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just make your canvas bigger. That's what I say. Hey, Twiins. Do you know about the random Switch Direct that's happening tomorrow? I do! I'm so glad you guys have been telling me. I have heard about it. I don't expect, like, greatness out of it, but I am excited, you know? Whatever might be the last hurrah. And also, you know, not expecting greatness. The Breath of the Wild was announced for the Wii U. So, they might be like, hey guys, do you want to play Banjo? Who knew Pitch Perfect would be used as an artistic example? It truly is the gift that keeps on giving. It is a great name, I gotta be honest. Pitch Perfect. Like, that is clever. I must give them that. So yeah, there you go. I liked the question. I'm always willing to answer art questions. But, okay, I will follow your teachings, Professor Twiins. Thank you. And, like, that's the thing. If I scan, because I'll show you. I'm opening up more shit. Hang on. Let me open something you guys have seen, though. Here we go. Yeah, we'll go with whatever page that one is. Wow, it's a page from Rumpelstiltskin's chapter of Grim Magic. This is what I scan in. I work on a paper first. I block out my panels. I figure out where speech bubbles will go, and things can change in the process, and then I illustrate everything up. The thing is, I scanned this in, and then I immediately made it bigger. The first step is to increase the size to around 2,000 in one direction, in the taller direction, I believe. Or actually, I think it's in the longer direction. So then it's just at a size that's more comfortable for me to work on. Because otherwise, you know, if I kept it this tiny, you know, as directly as it is when I scanned it in, this is the size of my usual paintbrush, you know? So that's not usable. So I make it bigger. Yeah, let me grab. Yeah, and so now you can see that it's a bigger, and even with my paintbrush, you know, being too big, as it were, you can tell already that we're working at a size that is a bit more conducive in terms of space. So yeah, whoops, I bumped my desk there. That's my art tip for the day. Make it bigger. That's the tip. Wow. Wowie wow willikers. Isn't that fun? This is fascinating. Art is always a learning experience. It's true. I love talking about art. I really do. And so I'm never mad if any of you have a question about art. All my art questions revolve around minis or stories. War Thunder, your questions are the hardest. But I'll always be willing to do my best for you. Something I care a lot about is paneling, and no one ever wants to ask about that. It's because it feels like such a background element to art, doesn't it? The boxes characters reside within. But it's one of my favorite parts, honestly, which sounds weird. But, yeah. There's a part of me that's like, I should do a whole thing about making panels, and then it's like, I don't know how. I don't know how to start that, other than just show you the full process of making a comic, theoretically. Hey, Twiins, can you talk about paneling? I think something people tend to underestimate the power of panels. Not all, like, obviously your eye is supposed to flow from one to the other, and each panel is, in itself, its own little illustration. This panel, that's its, you know, its own picture, but they have to look like, you know, clearly flow together. But I think people underestimate how paneling can be used even further than that. And this page is actually, honestly, a bad example of it. Because it's a pretty straightforward page. The size of your panels do a lot for you. Here's a fun example. So, there's another panel from Rumpelstiltskin. So, the old king exposing, like, opening up his wings for the first time is huge. Most of the page is dedicated to him. There's an awful lot of fucking ground down here, I'm just now realizing. This is a bit of a goofy composition. But we'll ignore that for right now. Most of the page is dedicated to him. And then we get Millie's funny reaction, because she wasn't expecting that, and so she goes, huh, with this background. But you'll notice that we've got all this space next to her. And that's because I don't want, you know, if this box were, you know, to span the full bottom like this, it puts her on equal ground as him. It means she takes up as much space as him, at least width-wise. And I don't want that. I want her to look small, because she's so thrown off by this. He is so grand, and she was so unexpecting of that she can't even take up as much space as him. Even though that means we have this white space next to her, that's the point. Paneling is not just thinking about the boxes that the characters reside in, it is thinking about the white space between those boxes. That matters just as much as how big or small or askew or anything else you could attribute to a box. A big part of it all also falls into and what happens between those boxes. A big space, a big empty space, designates time passing. Like, this is not in this example, you know, that example is doing something else. But, and actually I haven't done it in quite a while, but, having, like, a panel start further down on a page makes it imply that time has passed. I tend to go with some establishing shots instead. Yeah, we've got, so, she's just learned some bad news. Oh man, Rumpelstiltskin, it took my hands. Wow, that's sad. And then we transition to the next day. So we've got a blank panel can be doing a lot. We got a blank panel up there, signifying, you know, basically like fade out and then fade in to the forest where she hangs out, and then to our new scene, you know, where we got the tree, dealing with, Millie fighting the tree again, and, you know. But, if this had been just, like, blank space, it wouldn't imply a new day, but it would still imply time passing. So, there you go. There you go. I took a bunch of manga classes in college, and we actually spend a lot of time talking about panel composition. It's fun! I think it's really fun. I was really inspired by Akira Toriyama, because his paneling is really smart. And I quite like how Chainsaw Man uses its panels as well. You can tell that he has a lot of experience watching movies with how he panels out his manga, which is to say that it reads really easily, which is nice. And he plays with like pacing in interesting ways that are really cool, and I dig it a lot. This is interesting. When I was doing my thumbnails, I always tried to fill the page with boxes, and I always felt something was wrong. Yeah, and every page is its own puzzle in my eyes. I know where we need to go, and I don't know how long it'll take me to get there. So, panels, you know, like, each page is its own thing, but, it's how they all work together, isn't it? So we've got this page here. And then, you know, Millie does a big attack. You know, she rips open the guy and she gets all her rewards. And from starting at this and knowing that I need to transition into her killing another tree so she can establish that she's learned how to still fight without her hands, it's like, how many panels is that gonna take? Well, I don't know, we'll find out. Because you really gotta do it one at a time, and you have to be aware of the full page, the whole thing, on top of how each panel connects to each other. Do you read it all successfully? Because that's the other thing. You know, we're kind of bouncing back and forth a lot. You know, her face, time passes. And then big panel where we're drawn towards him over here, because there's all this empty space. So we don't linger over here very long because he's establishing like a new like motion. He's on the move. And then big eye-catching onomatopoeia. Man, what was that? And then even bigger, more eye-catching effects for the attack coming in behind him. A little goofy that he like kind of does like a little wibble wobble, like he's clearly facing to the right. Yeah, and then he does like a little wiggle as he assumedly hears her wheel coming, just for him to go back over here. That's a little goofy. But it helps to keep it from being boring. Is it the smartest play? I don't know. Always learning, always growing, always improving. Bigger, better, faster, more, as my teacher used to say in ceramics. I would actually be really interested if you did a whole stream just showing us how to do paneling. I have had the thought before of basically showing you guys like the full process of how I make comics. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Want to do fan drawings of your panels. I don't know what that means. Like, you want to redraw them? Do it, man! Absolutely! You learn so much by copying others, and let me explain. Tracing, no. But, like, verbatim being like, I want to recreate this, and so I'm going to, you can learn a whole lot. Including things that you don't like. I've learned, you know, and it's teaching you a new way to look at art, isn't it? You look at things differently when you're looking at it with the perspective of trying to learn. And yeah, so absolutely do that. That'd be super fly. Toriyama's still the king of panels. So iconic. I love the Saiyan Saga. I know, right? Everything flows so effortlessly. In a world where, more often than not, my main critique for manga will be action can be hard to follow. I never have trouble reading his panels, reading his actions. So yeah, Toriyama is a total king. And I can only dream that someday I can stand near him in terms of quality. I got one. How would you write a fight? A fight scene, the fight scenes I write, to me at least, seem really long in the details. I'm trying to convey the scene like a drawing or animation, but I feel like I'm getting too lost in the sauce. Well, I would write a fight by drawing it. But I think for literature, you know, written word rather than an illustrated fight, focusing on action and reaction rather than details. So we don't need to know, so, you know, tell us the action. Character A grabs character B by the ankles, picks them up over their head, and throws them forward into the wall. Reaction. Character B crashes into the wall, takes a moment to regain himself, and then pushes against the wall, kicks off, you know, as if the wall were the floor, to fly back towards character A. We don't need to know all the little details when what we need to know is what happens in what order. So I say back up first, and then, like, get the whole fight on a technical standpoint down. Character A throws punch, character B blocks, throws punch, and then from there, you can figure out where you might want to be like, okay, but I need something. And that something can usually be interrupting things with the peanut gallery. You know, like how, you know, we got Krillin being like, oh my god, Vegeta just did a thing, and wow, that means that something. Have your characters think about what they need to do. Like, oh man, that guy just broke my ribs, this is really bad. Like, do that kind of a deal. That's what I would say. But, writing is not quite my wheelhouse. Working harder makes you better. Moving faster makes us stronger. More than ever, hour after hour, work is never over. What are you quoting? Messiah, that's so poetic. Don't tell me you just freeballed that. I didn't know you were a full-ass poet, Messiah. Yeah, honestly, like, a year or two ago, I wanted to do, like, a small animatic for you, Critter and Allison, individually for all your projects, but then life hit like a sledgehammer into an uppercut, so I scrapped a lot of stuff. Hey, scrapping it just means you can put it aside for later. Don't forget, my first comic that I really wanted to start making, I started in college. That was my final. My final project to get my art degree. We had to put up a gallery, and I had some pictures on the wall as well, but my final was a comic, a chapter to a comic, and then I was like, okay, and I really do want to make this comic, but life, you know, sledgehammers and uppercuts you, and I put it aside. It's only now, recently, that I'm like, okay, I think I'm at a point where I can reapproach that original comic that I want to do. It's not Grim Magic, and it's not As the Sky Falls. It's a third one. Oh, that's the wonderful poets known as Daft Punk. Yeah, I'm just gonna choose to believe you're one of them. You're daft. And then your buddy could be punk. But yeah, scrapping things just means putting it aside until you're more capable later on down the line. It also means you might change things. Like, I've shifted into a completely different, like, general genre that I want for mystery comic. But I'm more happy with this direction, I think. So yeah, you don't truly scrap things, you just have a whole lot of stuff on the back burner. Honestly, Super really annoyed me with reaction shots. Like, Goku would breathe a little differently, and Krillin would be like, holy golly jeez, Goku is breathing but different. And I'm like, yeah, I could see that, Krillin. Yeah. But we still love Krillin. I hear you. I started writing a project in college for fun, but life hit hard, so I scrapped it, but I've recently gone back to it and completely redoing it now that I'm older and hopefully a better writer. Exactly. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we've learned a lot about art today, including some stuff about paneling, some stuff about canvas size, and a little bit about pitch perfect and making eye contact. Don't be afraid to make eye contact. Don't do it. Don't be afraid. Let yourself make eye contact with the handsome vampires. You'll be happier for it. And everyone say thank you to Messiah, aka Daft. For being here and being part of Daft Punk. Thanks, Daft. I'm a lot better with character stuff. The scene I'm doing is Nora versus a resurrected Pyrrha. Yeah, so that gives you some juicy character stuff, but action is hard to write down. So, I believe in you. I believe. Thank you, Daft Punk, for your infinite wisdom. I'm proud of you guys. You're funny ones. So yeah, here's hoping that tomorrow's direct is super fly and cool, and here's hoping that I get everything done on time, and that this weekend you can all be really treated to a bunch of nice, cool, fun stuff from me. Been sitting on all my manga projects because I don't know where to start writing with them. Yeah, I know it sounds asinine. Just start. Just begin. You don't know where to start? The beginning. Just go in. Start with, like, a side thing. Like, make yourself do a little one-shot. And while doing that, you will learn what works well for you. Like, you'll be like, okay, you know what? I need a script. I can't just go straight in with paneling. I need a script first. Or you'll be like, okay, cool, I can... now I know that doing it in this order really threw me off. So next time I can change it up so that I'm not like redoing things like how I am. Just do a one shot, and then you'll be prepared for the thing that you're actually excited for. Found a lucky penny, hell yeah! So that's my final art tip, is just start, and you will learn what works best for you by doing that. So yeah, there you go. Have fun. Make smart choices. Goodbye!